Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing midweek magic. It's Artisan. I guess at this point it's pretty much Alchemy by default. But yeah, it's not historic, it's just some regular old Artisan, Alchemy Artisan, however you call it. Anyway, we're going to be doing this with, surprisingly enough, soldiers, but not white blue. And pretty much the reason for this is because we are borrowing the power of some of the cards from the Alchemy Baldur's Gate series. So that's in particular, we're using Liara of the Flaming Fist. We expect between tokens, between token 1/1 soldiers and being able to get some duplicates, we should be able to get a benefit out of this. Yeah, we get to activate this only once, but usually once is enough for the most part. Baird, our Gaiban recruiter, we just need to have power greater than its base power. So we do have a mini combo with this. It basically goes around Flaming Fist Dust Guard. So this does help us with power greater than the base power. We should be able to get some. We should be able to generate some soldier tokens this way. Otherwise, we have a single copy of Hero of the Dunes. That also helps us generate some tokens that way. Also, Patch Plate Resolute +1/+1 counter helps quite a bit. If we're in a pinch, we can use the few copies of Taunos Endures to give us a creature with to exile a creature, give us the creature later. More often than not, I'm using this as an extra copy of Lay Down Arms. It's a worse version of it, but otherwise, we could take advantage of it for the most part. That said, we have a few copies of Bendelish Sleeper. I've run into several decks that are trying to go through the Tolarian Terror thing, so having Sacrifice is a very good deal. We have a few copies of Bereaved Survivor. By default, not the soldier until it flips, but it's a very good way to recycle all the Flaming Dust cards. Bendelish Sleeper, we don't get to pay the kicker anymore, but we have a lot of 2-drops we can get back. And this is not perpetual, so if we can get Liara back, that also works. We do have one non-soldier, Elas Ilkor. This one is mostly because we don't really have a way to pump our board for the most part. Oh yeah, we have a few copies of Goblin Morale Sergeant. This one just gives us even more copies. So that's pretty much the deck as it is. It's mostly soldiers, mostly white. It's pretty much a little bit Mardu. I guess I honestly could cut down the number of mountains a bit, but we'll leave it at that. I could also make adjustments, like say cut down some of the goblins so that I'm not running that many plain mountains. Not many mountains. I'd rather just run actual plains. So there are some ways to balance it. Burn spells, it would lean it more towards red, which is what I'm trying to avoid for this deck. And oh yeah, Secluded Courtyard doesn't quite work well with Lay Down Arms, but it does work reasonably well with everything else. I do want to mulligan this hand though. We got some removal, but we're not exactly doing anything. Let's play the plains first. Like, I could just play Baird. It's not the worst thing to happen. Yeah, we'll just... I need to name one a soldier, but I am willing to name the second one under Fire Action if it gets to that. Though, depending on what our opponent's 2-drop is, we might just... Well, no, it's just Monastery Swift Spear. Our opponent does have another land, right? It's an island? Combat Research. So our opponent is all in on this one. We'll take the hit. Our opponent will draw a card. We will just lay down the arms. We get to cast the Goblin Morale Sergeant as well. Which is interesting. We only need to enlist. But anyway, let's lay down arms first. Exile this. Oh yeah. Also, the copy does get. Also, the pop copy does get perpetual. Oh yeah, and list also gives it a bonus too. Not bad. So we'll see what our opponent's next drop is. If our opponent's into infantry plant, we will take that hit. We'll just use Circle of Confinement and, well, we can't really play this. Maybe our opponent has a Fading Hope to bounce their own infantry back. Not the worst plan. No, bouncing the Morale Sergeant. So, yeah, we will give up on the LS Il Core, but that's fine. And opponent concedes there. We got our with enough removal, and we got our sequence there. I suspect our opponent did not have any more, barely had any more creatures at that point. We were going to just flood the board. Even if our opponent had the Talarian Terror, we were probably going to generate enough soldier tokens to kind of gum up the board at that point. So there we go. And let's see, could be better. Anyway, we'll keep going at this one. Oh, I'm supposed to put up the deck list. Okay, we got an Argivan Recruiter, Flaming Fist, Dust Guard. I will keep this one. We could go Tuskar turn 1, Baird turn 2. Opponent goes Cult Conscript. Probably not going to use Taunos and Jurors on the Cult Conscript. This is really more for a late game removal. I will probably just use Circle of Confinement. I might also just play the Flaming Fist Dust Guard. It's just 2 damage right now. Actually, there is a sequence where I could just go... Opponent went that far, eh? Okay, we'll just do it now. We'll just mess it up a little bit. And we got to lay down arms. So the nice thing is we can play Baird, Argivan Recruiter. Opponent's just going to cut it down. Okay. We could also Circle of Confinement, depending on where our next drops are. Called Conscript. Into a Gnawing Vermin. Okay. Probably we're the one that's going to mill the 2 cards. Not a big deal. Yeah, Vanilla Sleeper wasn't going to really help us there. We will name Soldier. And this is sorcery speed, so our best bet is to just take out the conscript. Opponent? Yeah, hits another cult conscript. This last card, well, if they're casting it now, so getting creatures killed is not the best thing. I'm probably just going to chump. That's what the soldier's there for. And there we hit our Circle of Confinement. Return target creature from graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. They will get back the Gnawing Vermin. And the thing is, because of the Perpetual, I can just pretty much keep holding this back. I suspect... Okay... Not exactly a second spell deck, so this does feel kind of weird. Let's see, we do have creatures in the yard. And this ETB, so I'm back to battlefield, so Flaming Fist Dust Guard comes back. I'm so tempted to swing with this, but we'll lose out on 1 soldier token. I'm actually willing to pass for now. We'll swing next turn, then just drop Baird again. But yeah, between Hero of the Dunes and everything. Okay, we lose that. We mill 2 cards. Not the worst. We can actually start swinging now. Probably. Okay, we can't cast this because we set this to soldier. There is really no way around it. I also honestly don't want to swing with this one quite yet. Yeah, we're just gonna wait it out a bit. Not exactly the best plan. Haste and list would have been fine though. This one checks power, so it's less than or equal to they can get back the gnawing vermin. Okay, perfect. We do have a set of these. Probably should just prioritize the ones that can get the swamp. As soon as I play LS Ilkor, we are now in the position where we can just start throwing our board away. Opponent probably wants to take out Hero of the Dunes, if they can. They might also try to take out LS if they can, but we'll see if that happens. Well, if they're going to take out LS, it's not going to be with Cut Down anymore. So now we're at the position of where we're trading for their life points. I do have to be careful. There are some uncommon sweepers for black. They're a little bit limited in scope. We'll see what gets through. Well, so probably don't want to play this yet if I can help it. Oh yeah, it is a mini combo. Now these are just one-offs because I'm mostly relying on the white-red half, but having the black part is kind of pays off. Actually, the black part originally was just for the Phyrexian sleeper. Benelish sleeper. Well, it's a Phyrexian, so it's kind of a sleeper. Opponent really wants to... They could have swung with this first. It's not like I was going to block, but yeah, that... Yeah, that pretty much settled that board right there. Probably just not going to make this a very long episode. We'll probably just do a few games with this. Probably, let's see if we can do about two more. Let's see how it goes. We are vulnerable to a lot of things. Our opponents haven't exactly been running removal. In fact, the mono blue opponent last time was probably the one that's been running the most removal. So yeah, we're getting red with this. So we're gonna miss out on the black source, but we need the red even more. We'll worry about the black some other time. I'm actually gonna play Baird first. Only because our opponent played white-green, that doesn't really signal removal. Okay, it's white-green-blue. It does probably signal a Lagrella, which is something concern. Okay, though interesting enough, I did have enough planes for this. Generate a creature at random. And gets us our nice soldier token. I would really like a black source for this. No, Coral Colony. This might be a defender deck? Okay, it's a defender deck. So Yeah, I definitely have to enlist this though. Also, even if this dies, we do kind of get it back. So yeah, the bereaved survivor is kind of going ham here. Opponent plays another coral colony into a walking bulwark. I guess that was the plan. Let's see. When you cast your next creature spell. So definitely swinging with Dauntless Avenger. Opponent could just chump block that, that's sure. It'll just keep, oh. Just gonna actually, do they have a way to, that's a weird way to block, if I may say so myself. Next creature I cast is probably Liara. Walking Bulwark again. Our opponent might actually start swinging. Oh no, they're not. So gains haste, can attack, assigns we have way too many Bairds at this point, so this time I'm protect to counter. Okay, sure. So that one's a whiff, but I'm now going to wait. We're gonna now enlist this. That's right. Actually, it's fine because they did tap out for this, so we're. Hey, we get Liara back. Conjure, sure. Yeah, Goblin Morale Sergeant. Well, it's kind of killing our mana base, though. We'd still need to draw. We need kind of want to draw a few more lands. Just making tokens left and right here. Opponent should have. I honestly don't think mill is the plan. That's kind of not. Yeah, opponent both of us have been stuck on 3 lands, but we kind of made better out of it. Now they probably have. We did see a bunch of counter spells already, so that probably would have messed. That probably might have messed things up, but not so much. Our opponent wasn't even able to mull for that. Ooh, why such a big slowdown? What gives? To commemorate our win, we also get a coral colony. Let's do one more match, and let's do one more match. Then we'll probably call this a very quick episode. Yeah, Alchemy is a nice breeder. I especially like Artisan more. Okay, so we got. So we can get all 3 of our colors. We will have to play Cabaret first. We can set this up so we can play Benelish Sleeper. We want to play the Bereaved Survivor first, though. So we're getting a mountain with this. So probably just playing Liara turn. Probably just playing Liara turn 2. Depends on what our opponent's 1-drop is. If it doesn't look like it's bad enough to lay down arms. Okay, we'll play Liara turn 2. Also note it counts creature in graveyard, so like if I had to sack this Benelish Sleeper to itself, then I play this next one, I'd still get the +1/+1 buff. And giving it double team is actually giving this one double team is actually quite brutal. Do I want to play Bereaved Survivor first though? because I have no idea what our opponent's board state's going to be. Stuffed bear. Okay, no rush then. Like, it'll be weird if all our opponent did was just some paid. No, it kind of dodges this and also dodges lay down arms a bit, so that's a bit of a weird one. But I think... Oh, it looks like that is what our opponent's going to do. We will take the hit here, though. Okay, got ourselves a recruitment officer. I kind of want to play the Bedless Sleeper in the recruit. Well... So, our opponent has to play a real creature now. Heron of Hope. Okay. Probably going to sack our other Benelish. No, probably sack it to itself. We can still swing. Oh wow, that's actually lethal! Haha! It doesn't say much about our deck. It does say please don't play Stuffed Bear. There's a reason nobody plays it. It's bad. It's bad mojo. Anyway, that's actually been quite fun. I was expecting some difficulty, but let's see. We didn't exactly run into a green deck, so there is a potential for weakness there. Our mana base is a little bit off kilter, so our laydown arms might be a problem. We do have a few Circle of Confinements, but those only deal with at least up to mana value 3. If you feel like you need more juice, there are other enchantments you can use for a better effect. They are a bit more expensive though, so keep that in mind. The Town of Spell was not too bad for the one showing. But it's probably the last spell you want to use. The only reason it's there is because it costs 1 mana and it does gives us a few ways around it. I do like having LS in that one game. It really broke through the stall. I'm still a bit dubious about Hero of the Dunes, but it does also help Baird. I'm liking Baird Liara, Goblin Morale Sergeant combo. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.